could it be? But me, your man, Louie T. Well, to Washington football overtime. It's a tough one, man. Washington falls to the New York Giants 20-19 in a very, very winnable football game. And I enjoyed that game thoroughly. You know what else I enjoyed? I enjoyed the company of you guys on the Flick app. We were in that discussion the entire game. If you're not in the community of Washington Mob Squad, what are you waiting on? Join us as we are watching these games together. We were going through the highs and lows together on the app. So again, if you're not a part of the app and the community, what are you waiting on? The link will be down in the description of this video once it's completed. But got some super chats. I want to get to those first before we get to anything. CGM87, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. CGM87 writes, he says, one more. Scott's love child, who he put a knife in his back with his comments last week, cost them 2 turnovers, but number 7 was the issue. Look, I felt like this was a well-called ball game by Scott Turner. I did not love the 2-point conversion play. And furthermore, I didn't like the fact that McKissick wasn't in the game. Gibson ran a terrible route over the middle of the football field there. I would have liked to have seen something better. You got to come with your best play to get 2 yards, and that wasn't it. That simply wasn't it. I would have liked to have seen something with a rub route or something like that. You know, the play we ran with Dwayne to get the first down on 4th and 1 a couple of weeks ago would have been a great option, where you sprint out to the right and you run a natural pick, couple of slants, and a guy running into the flats, and you throw the touchdown, or you send a guy in motion back across the field, and then you hike the ball, and then he goes straight into the flat. Something like that where there's traffic. I didn't like that play call. I just thought it was a really bad play call there by Scott Turner. But nonetheless, got another super chat here by Garrett Kennedy. Thank you for the super chat, Garrett Kennedy, who writes, you think Ron was tired of trying to get out of there? And no, this had nothing. I love the call to go for 2. I did. I know a lot of you didn't like it. If it works, you get crucified. If it doesn't, then this is what happens. You know, if it works, everyone's calling you a hero. Oh my God, Riverboat Ron, what a gambler. Everybody's patting you on the back when it doesn't work. Then you get crucified. I love the call. You can't. Scared money don't make money. I've said that a million times. Because it didn't work, I'm not going to kill him. I didn't love the play call, but I love the decision to go for it. I really did. A typical brother, thank you for the super chat. A typical brother, greatly appreciate you. Who writes, what up, Lou, man? This season is looking bleak. 3-13 bleak. Also, Ron is showing that he's tanking for a quarterback. Lastly, we should have kept O'Connell as OC. This season is not looking good. We're now 1-5. We just lost to an 0-5 team. So 3-13 is definitely within possibility this year. Ron isn't tanking for a quarterback. I don't agree with that. And lastly, we should have kept O'Connell. That's debatable. It is what it is. You know, again, I'm at this point, I don't like going back and having revisionist history. He's gone. He's not here anymore. Scott Turner's the coordinator, and just going to move forward with him. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with this play calling today. I just didn't love that 2-point conversion. There's some nitpick play calls in this game that I wasn't really in love with. But at the end of the day, the Giants made more plays than we did. Simple as that. They got the stops when they needed to, and we weren't able to get some stops early in the game. So it is what it is. Big Money Sonny said, thank you for the super chat, first and foremost, from Big Money Sonny. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, trash. We stink. Enough said. Nothing much more needs to be said. I think that kind of sums it up. We had an opportunity to win today. Jay Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Jay Lee. Thank you so much. Jay writes, Jay Gruden calls better than Turner in first half. Look, again, you can point the blame wherever you want. Kyle Allen had two turnovers, 2 costly turnovers that led directly to what? I think they got a field goal off the first one. Or did they get a field goal off of the first possession and a touchdown after the... Yeah, I think the touchdown came after the field goal that they got on their first possession. So it led to 14 points. 2 turnovers, 14 points. You lose the game by 1. I mean, can't have those types of mistakes. Then you could also flip the coin on his head and say, hey, defense, step up. You know, don't give up even though you had the interception, don't give up a 10-minute drive that eats up the whole third quarter. Don't do that. Give your offense more opportunities. Find a way off the field. So, I mean, you could look at it in a number of different ways. At the end of the day, we didn't get it done. We didn't get it done. Chris Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Chris Lee, who writes, wow, we are officially worse than the Giants, Louie. He says, Louie, where do we go now? Hard to be positive. We had this game. You can't fumble there. You must go down. Shaking my head. Yeah, you can't fumble the ball in that situation. That is an absolute backbreaker. You just punt the ball there and the defense goes out and gets a stop. You're going to get great field position. You know, even if you don't get a stop initially and you don't get great field position, and let's say they got a punt after getting 2 first downs, you still are in a position where a field goal wins that game 16-13. What you can't do there is fumble that football. You saw what Allen did. He took us down the field and got us a touchdown. You can't fumble that football there if you're Kyle Allen. He was trying to do too much. At some point, and that's part of his problem, and that's part of his narrative. And I've talked about guys like this in the league that don't know when to say when. And he didn't know when to say when on that play. He needed to just say, all right, they got us on this one. Take the sack, punt the football. He was trying to do too much. Jordan Like the GOAT, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Jordan Like the GOAT, who writes, we fought hard, but it's time to tank for Trevor. Don't agree with that, but you know, look, we're going to continue to fight. I told you that before the season started. This team isn't going to win a bunch of games, but we are going to compete hard. They did that today. I was proud of the fellas today. Got to find a way to win this football game, though. Let's see. Let's get to some more super chats. And let's see where we left off. We left off right here. Got a super chat here from DMV fan 123, hashtag tank for Trevor. Thank you for that super chat, DMV fan 123. Big Money Sonny, double up, Thank you for doubling up, Big Money Sonny, who writes, had to double up on my previous comment, Basura Squad. All right, appreciate you, Big Money Sonny. Got another super chat here from Keith Smith. Why didn't Allen just run it in? Why not go to overtime? I thought he should have kept running. Now, he wasn't going, I don't think he would have beaten, and I think he saw that was Jabril Peppers racing him to the pylon. He wouldn't have beat him there, and that's why he pulled up. But it's better than the alternative. At some point, though, you got to give somebody a chance in the end zone. You got to do something. What you can't do there is get hit at the last second and don't even get the ball into the end zone. You got to do something there. Either you're going to tuck it and run, which I thought he should have done. I don't think he would have made it, and I don't think he thought he was going to make it, but hell, go for it. You know, maybe he's running so fast, you stick your foot in the ground and you make a miss. You got to do something, though. You cannot backpedal and do nothing and not even get the ball into the end zone there. Just not a good decision by Allen right there, but I didn't have a problem with the call to go for 2. I didn't. So I know a lot of you don't like the call. I love the call. Scare money don't make money. I said it in the community that we were in on Flick. Go for 2. You know, I asked the question, do we go for 2 here? A lot of you said go for 2. Some of you said no, kick the extra point. I wanted to go for 2 there. I did. Brandon McCloskey says, Scott Turner wasn't bad today. Kyle had the edge on the 2-pointer if he would have just ran. I think he should have run. I don't know if he would have made it or not, but I take my chances just tucking it and run. I like his athleticism. He's faster than I thought. I think last week kind of got in his head where, you know, they didn't want you taking the big hit, but this is situational awareness. Game's on the line. I need you to go and sell out. Go get the touchdown, dive at the pylon, and get the touchdown or the 2-point conversion. I think that whole conversation he had with Scott Turner kind of got in his head right there, but that's nor here nor there. He says, I guess we must be tanking, LOL. That's not what we're doing, guys. That's not what we're doing at all. Renan Davis, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Got another one here from Kevin Dorofield. Thank you for the super chat, Kevin Dorofield, who writes, man, Mob Squad was lit tonight. Decent quarterback next year. Sure, that secondary up. He says, for sure next year, though. 2-point call equals no guts, no glory. Rivera strong. I loved it. And yes, the Mob Squad was absolutely lit. Had a great time with you guys. Looking forward to doing it again next week when it'll be Dallas next week. So that should be a lot of fun, chopping it up with you guys the entire Cowboys game. Look forward to some more of you guys jumping into that community and becoming a part of the Mob Squad as we continue to look to build that community into something really special and fun with you guys. Got another one here from PRM. Thank you for the super chat, PRM. Greatly appreciate you. Also got a super chat here from Sher Lewis. Sher writes, how could you like the call when it goes against everything Ron said he is doing? It contradicts everything he said about benching Haskins. No, it doesn't. Ron has always been aggressive. That's been his mindset. Hell, he was aggressive in this game. He went for it on 4th down a couple of times in this game. Remember, we had a punt down to the 1. They get a running into the kicker that makes it 4th and 4. And instead of him taking that downed punt at the 1, he decides to go for it. We convert and later score a touchdown. That's a big, bold, gutsy call by Ron Rivera. That's the reason we were even in this game to begin with. So Ron has been aggressive all season long for the most part. There have been a couple of times where you say, Ron, what are you doing? You got to go for it there. And he didn't. But, you know, Ron's been aggressive all season long. And I don't think this contradicts anything that he said about benching Haskins. I think he was going for the win. If anything, this solidifies what he said about the benching of Haskins, which is we got a shot. We got an opportunity here. We need to go seize it. He tried to go and get it, and he fell short. It's unfortunate, but he gave it a run. Keith Smith, double up, Thank you for doubling up, Keith Smith. Greatly appreciate you, writes. At least you got the Braves to look forward to tonight. Yeah, that's looking a little dicey as well, but we got a shot. That's all I can ask for. Appreciate that. Got one here from Fat American. Thank you for the super chat. Fat American, greatly appreciate you, writes. So now that we're 1-5, things change a bit now. What do you think needs to happen in the offseason? What are our biggest needs? So here's the thing. Nothing has changed. Everybody in the division lost except the Giants. Now, if the Cowboys win, you start getting into that danger territory, and next week's game becomes that much bigger. But think about this. If the Cowboys lose and we beat them next week, we're in first place. So nothing has really changed here, guys. If Dallas wins, yeah, they take a step closer to starting to separate themselves from the rest of the division. But if Dallas loses on Monday to Arizona, which is a real possibility, they're then 2-4. A win against them the following week puts both of us at 2-5, and you're not dead. Even if Dallas wins and they go into that game at 3-3, and we beat them, we're just a game out of first place with a 2-1 mark in the division and a win over Dallas. And so if you sweep Dallas, and let's say we both finish the season up 7-9, and we're both have the best mark, if you sweep them, you win the division. So nothing is out of bounds. I don't think this game, if we would have gotten blown out, that would have changed the way I viewed everything. But they did what I thought they were going to do. They competed in this game. Barrett Downing, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Barrett writes, Ron doing that, essentially a vote of no confidence for this team, and that really sucks. I don't agree with that. That was more of a confidence in my offense, and we want to go and win. We want to be aggressive. I don't think that was I don't trust my defense to get a stop or anything like that. I think he was just simply going for the win, being aggressive, and I loved it. As far as Fat Americans comment about offseason and our biggest need, the quarterback position right now still is the biggest need, obviously. And then as you start getting into different situations, safety is something else to look at, even though I thought DeShazer Everett played pretty good ball today. Linebacker, to me, is still the biggest need on defense. I think we're still lacking at the linebacker position. But thank you for that super chat. Let's see where we are now. Got a super chat here from Ron ARO. Thank you for the super chat, Ron ARO, who writes, Dwayne could have done that. There's absolutely no difference in efficiency of the offense. That's a very bad team we just lost to. I disagree. Vehemently disagree. Dwayne's not running anywhere for a first down on 3rd and 7 like Kyle Allen did today. Dwayne's going to take probably 4 or 5 more sacks today. Allen extended plays with his legs. There were one of those 4th down conversions that he had was a pass down the field to Inman. Or was it, who was it? Thomas, I think it was. Somebody down the field where he rolled out to his right. He had another rollout to his left on a key 3rd down to Inman on a great throw. His ability to extend plays, phenomenal today. No, there's no way we're in this game if Dwayne's in this game. I totally disagree with that. Jay Hunter Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Jay Hunter Lee. Got another one here from Garrett Kennedy. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Garrett Kennedy. Greatly appreciate you. Damn, it's gonna feel good when we start winning. This hurts. This one is it's a tough, bitter pill to swallow, but I saw growth from the team today. And I know it's a bad Giants football team, but early on when it was 10-0, this thing could have went south. These guys could have dropped their head, they could have folded up the tent, and we could have gotten our brains bashed in by a bad Giants football team. They had less than 250 yards of total offense. Daniel Jones barely had 100 yards passing in this game. The only thing that I didn't really like from the defense in this game is we were giving up too much on the ground. I thought we allowed them too many opportunities on the ground. And so there were drives that were kept alive by their ability to run. The Giants had 3 healthy receivers at the end of this game. 3. And one of them was running around on one leg, essentially, in Slayton. So we needed to do a better job stopping the run, and we didn't until later in the game. And that's the frustrating part, is that we could have had more offensive opportunities. We didn't give the offense the opportunity to do anything in this game, especially, I want to say it was the long drive of the third quarter. You just got to give the offense an opportunity, more opportunities, and they didn't. Rob U says, come on, Ron. Trust your D. Take it to overtime. Finally, a Cam Sims sighting. Nice catch. That was a big catch by Cam Sims. I'm happy for him. It's been a long journey for him to get to a point where he's actually in a game, contributing in a meaningful spot, and he had a huge play there. It's unfortunate that it didn't lead to a victory, but he did his job, and that was a big-time play by Cam Sims there. I don't have a problem, again, with Ron doing what he did. I like the aggressiveness. And had it worked, you guys would have been up here praising Ron. Man, Ron is such a gambler, man. What a big win. You would have been so excited. You can't have it both ways. And we went to overtime last year. And I know this isn't last year, and this defense isn't last year's defense, but we went to overtime last year with this same team, and Daniel Jones took it right down the field and scored a touchdown and beat us in overtime. Same thing could have happened this year. I'm not saying that it would have, but I just like the aggressive mentality. Go for the win. The hell we need to go to overtime for? Let's go get the win and get the hell out of Dodge. And that's what he tried to do, and it didn't work. Jay Hunter Lee, double up, thank you for doubling up, Jay Hunter Lee. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, go to commercials, brother, and check your nose. Watching you from my TV shows, everything. Yeah, I got a nice super book. I felt it. I was hoping y'all couldn't see it, man. Appreciate you calling me out with a super chat. I saw it. I was hoping that y'all couldn't see that booger that was in my nose. Oh, man. This is when having a big nose does not pay off, because big nose means big boogers. And I had one. Appreciate you, man. I could feel it. When you got a big nose and you have big boogers, you can feel the boogers in your nose. And that one was just sitting there. I was like, man, I hope this is out of the camera's view. It wasn't. Appreciate you, Jay Hunter Lee, man. Greatly appreciate you. Oh, man. Rob U. Thank you for the super chat, Rob U. Greatly appreciate you, Rob U. Was great to see Cole Holcomb on the field. Seems like his name was called more in the game than Sean Dion in 5 weeks. Cole looked really good today. I was really impressed with Cole Holcomb in his first action, really, of the season. And so he's a guy that I think is a part of the future at the linebacker position. I don't know what took him so long to get in terms of, week one, not even being a part of this group and getting hurt on special teams. I thought he should have been in from week one. Really, I did. But at the end of the day, he sat out this entire time. He's ready to go, and he made a difference at the linebacker position. I really believe that. And he looked good today. I agree. Thank you for that super chat, Rob. You got another one here from Big Money Sonny. Thank you for tripling up, Big Money Sonny. Greatly appreciate you. Big Money Sonny writes, meanwhile, the Eagles made it a close game, but they lost. Who do you think wins this soft-ass division? Peace, Lou. I still think it's the Cowboys division to lose, honestly. They've got the most talent. They've got an opportunity to get it done on Monday night and kind of separate themselves from everybody else, get back to 500, the first team this season to do that after, 5 weeks of football. So if you look at the Cowboys situation, if they lose to Arizona, they're going to open this division wide back open again. But if they win, they start to create distance, and they'll really have a chance to separate themselves in a major way next week. They win on Monday, and then next week they come to Washington and win. They essentially run away with the division at that point, because we're the team that can catch them. Like, we're the team that is going to have a legitimate shot. The Eagles are scary, but I still think they've got issues. But to me, we're the team that's going to have the best shot to catch them and at least make it a division. If they win on Monday and they beat us next week, I think it's Dallas's division. And at that point, that's when Ron has to start thinking about, okay, maybe we don't have a shot at winning the division. That's why this game was so big and you needed to win it. We didn't. Now, next week becomes that much more important. King of the North, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, King of the North, who writes, Hopkins shaking my head. Better team won today. I like Judge. I think he's a good head coach. Hopkins killed us again, man. And at some point, it wasn't a great snap, but he's got to make the kick. There's no excuse. Make the kick. And he didn't make the kick. And that was the difference in the game. You lose this game. You know, and again, so many different things transpired throughout the game. Just to point to one thing, it's hard to do that. But make the damn kick. You know, and instead of us having to go for 2 at the end, we're kicking the extra point and we win the football game 23-20. But, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, that's what bad teams do. You miss kicks, you missed opportunities. That's what bad teams do. You know, and part of the keys to the game was you can't miss opportunities. That was a missed opportunity. We got down in the red zone. We couldn't get in the end zone. We had to settle for a chip shot field goal. These are missed opportunities. Have to find a way to score a touchdown on that possession. Can't kick a 28-yard field goal. But when you're not a good team, you miss opportunities, and therefore you lose football games. I like Judge as well. I'm not sure the better team won the game. I really can't commit to that statement. I don't think the Giants are better than us. I didn't see a better Giants football team out there on the field today. The team that made the least amount of mistakes, I said that during the breakdown for this game, the team that made the least amount of mistakes was going to win this football game, and the Giants made less mistakes than we did, and they came out victorious. Rob, you, double up, thank you for doubling up. Rob, you greatly appreciate you. He says, I know, Isaiah Wright is a rookie, but he's got to get out of bounds. He does. That didn't cost us. You know, it didn't hurt us, but he's got to get out of bounds there. You know, the only thing that I could say it hurt us in was the fact that we had to burn a timeout there. And if we didn't have to burn that timeout because he cut back in, at the end when we went for 2 and didn't get it, we still would have had a shot to kick the onside kick, not get it, and then have 3 timeouts to force the Giants to have to get a first down, or else we would get the football back. Now, you know, it's a long shot that you do anything with it. But you could have easily kicked it off deep, you know. And I think having 2 timeouts, maybe 3 timeouts at that point, maybe changes Ron's, you know, thought process. Maybe you go for the extra point at that juncture of the game if you got 3 timeouts, and you kick it deep. You see if you can get a stop off the Giants. You got 3 timeouts. They got to punt the ball. You might get great field position, and you might be able to complete a pass, get out of bounds, and try a long field goal. I mean, it changes everything. But him not going out of bounds and he getting hurt, you know, if he got hurt but the clock was stopped, you wouldn't have to burn a timeout there. So he's got to get out of bounds. End of discussion. Really is what it boils down to. Brandon McCloskey, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Brendan McCloskey, who writes, why aren't we trying to stretch the field with Terry? Kyle had him wide open on the 4th down. That kind of stuff got Haskins benched. Look, at the end of the day, I got to watch the film. I can't tell you who was or wasn't open. I know there are a couple of times, like a 3rd down, where Kyle Allen, Donovan McNabb, Terry McLaurin. I know he had an open J.D. McKissick, and we'll watch that on film. If you're not on Patreon, what are you waiting on? Get on Patreon so you can see this film. But I can tell you this. You know, you got to hit that throw to Terry over the middle of the field on a 3rd down when he's wide open running a dig route. But look, at the end of the day, Allen played well. We'll see if he missed some things, but he gave us a shot. He giveth, he taketh away. He gave us a shot to win this game. He also gave the Giants a shot to win this game, and ultimately they did. Got another super chat here. Let's see where we left off. All right. Got a super chat here from Keith Smith. Thank you for tripling up, Keith Smith. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, I don't want playoffs. I want Trevor. We need a quarterback. I understand that, but at the same time, you need to establish some kind of culture here. And that's what some of you guys just don't understand it. You think it's okay to go 1-15. Like, that doesn't have a mental effect, and it takes a toll on a team when you continue to lose. Like, you don't want to keep doing that. You want to start giving guys hope that they can turn things around. And, you know, going 1-15 isn't good. I don't care. And At this point, you look around the league, 1-15 may not guarantee you a damn thing. Who's to say Jacksonville wins another game this season? They stink too. Who's to say the Jets win any game this year? They're horrible. So you guys just assume that we're going to get Trevor Lawrence. There's no guarantees in this thing. None. Joe Rockhead J, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Joe Rockhead J, who writes, this offense is too inconsistent to intentionally put the win or loss of your team in a must-execute situation. I agree with that. Now, if you come at me from that perspective, I could see why you would feel that way. You're absolutely right. To put this offense in a situation where you must execute or you lose the game, it's a tough ask of an offense that hasn't been consistent enough this season to be able to do it. So I understand that. Now, if you ask me, would I have preferred us to kick the ball through the uprights, which with D-Hop, this game, it was not a guarantee. But if you're asking me, do I trust this offense in a one-play situation? I would tell you no. But in this particular instance, with the way the offense had played today, and in this moment with the Giants, I just said go for two. I like the way the offense was moving the football. I felt like we did a good job in short yardage situations today. I thought we could do it again one more time. I didn't love the play call. I didn't love the alignment. I didn't love the play call. I thought there were other things that they could have done. And again, first and foremost, J.D. McKissic needs to be in at running back because that arrow route that Gibson ran was trash. He never sold going to the outside. He allowed the linebacker to crowd him, and that's where he wanted to go initially. They did all of that to get to the running back out of the backfield, and Gibson ran a shit route. So you get shit results. But I understand where you're coming from, Joe Rockhead J. I really do. Chris Lee, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Chris Lee, who writes, D-Hop missed a field goal, cost us a win if he hits that. The game changes, obviously, if he makes that field goal. The entire way the game is played changes if he makes that field goal. Who's to say we would have been in the same spot? But obviously, we can all do math. You miss out on 3 points in that situation, and you lose the game by 1. I mean, it's not hard to do the math there. So, yeah, you just got to make the damn kicks. It's that simple. Big Money Sonny, thank you for another super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Sonny writes, sorry, Lou, but I have to vent. We're trash. I understand. We lost to an 0-5 Giants football team, man. You have every right to be angry, and you have every right to vent. And you have every right to call this team trash. I have no objections. We should have won the game today. I do not believe the Giants are a better team. But you know what? The Giants made the least amount of mistakes. They made mistakes too, trust me. Both of these teams are bad, and we knew that going in. But it was going to be the team that made the least amount of mistakes. We made more mistakes, therefore we lose the game. You turn it over twice, you miss a field goal, you deserve to lose the game. The Giants had one big mistake, and that was the Daniel Jones interception. Other than that, they didn't shoot themselves in the foot. They gave themselves a chance. They won the football game. That's how it goes. Metaphor, thank you for the super chat, Metaphor. Greatly appreciate you. Metaphor writes, that growth you saw is malignant. Look, if you're not in the community on Flick, what are you waiting on? You guys need to make sure you're taking advantage of chopping it up with us during these games. We're having a ton of fun. Go ahead and get with the program. Again, I don't have the link there now, but after this video is up, I will have the link down in the description. Matter of fact, I'll type the link in to that video, to the discussion right now, to the group and the community. Right now, I'm going to go and track it down for you guys and get that link so that you guys that aren't in the group can go and join the group and become a part of that community, because we had such a fun time watching the game together and doing some big things in that chat. And we could see what was happening. There were a couple of people that had faith, that we could come back, and we did. So there's I put the link in there for you guys. So go ahead and click on that link and become a part of the Washington Football Mob Squad. Rob U, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Rob U writes, Terry needs 15 targets a game. They got it to him today. They tried. I think he probably had 11 or 12 targets. One got batted down at the line of scrimmage on a wide receiver screen. You had the pass that skipped to him on a third down. He had some targets. He had seven grabs. I think he had about 10 or 11 targets in the game. Enigma RJ, thank you for the super chat. Enigma RJ. He says, hey, Louie, I'm not mad at the decision to go for 2. Just wish it was a better play call. I agree. That's how I feel about it. I'm not mad about the decision. I just wish it was a better play call. Simply put, and get your best guys on the field. McKissick needs to be on the field there, especially at the running back position when you're running a route specifically to try to get the ball to the back. McKissick needs to be in the game. He's the better route runner between he and Gibson. Thank you for the super chat, Redskin007. Thank you so much for that. Extra Squaw, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Ron is tanking confirmed. You can't sit here and tell me that we shouldn't have won that game even with all the turnovers we had. I don't know how you can pull from that game that Ron's tanking. I just don't. There weren't any questionable decisions made by Ron. I actually think this was the best game management we've seen from Ron Rivera as Washington football head coach thus far this season. This to me, he ran the game well, managed it well at the end of the first half. Thought he managed it beautifully late, did not use any of his timeouts. Only timeout he had to use was when Isaiah Wright went down. We still had 2 timeouts after that touchdown. Touchdown at the end of the game. And so I thought he managed the game well, and he went for it. He gambled. And it's not like he just went for it out of the blue. He was gambling throughout this game on 4th down. He went for it on 4th down like 3 times in this game. So I don't think this was a situation where Ron cost us the game, or you could see where Ron is doing some really questionable things. Thought this was his best coaching job thus far. Garrett Kennedy, thank you for tripling up. Greatly appreciate you, Garrett Kennedy, who writes, Sadiq Charles made it 2 plays, shaking my head. I know, right? Like, seriously, guy, you got to stay healthy. And look, he can't help that his body, failed him on that play and has failed him this season to this point. At this point, I don't know the severity. It did not look good of the injury. But I can tell you this much. At this point, I'm like, hey, just redshirt him. Just redshirt him. Come back, get stronger, come back next year. Let's play him at guard. That's the way I look at it. And we'll see what we have next year. Derek B, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. And had fun chopping it up with you and many others in the community on Flick. And he says, is not better. 0 more yards, 0 more points, under 100 yards rushing, and not pushing the ball down the field. Haskins was the same versus better teams. Again, I disagree. If you sit there and tell me that this game would have played out the same way with Haskins, you're fooling yourself. Haskins refused to leave the pocket. If there was a blitz in this game, it was a 2-yard gain. It's a meager gain. But somebody in the community said, you know what? It may not show up big on the stat sheet, and it may not seem like a very big play, but in the scheme of the game and how the things were going, that's a big play not to take a 7-yard sack on 1st and 10 because a corner comes on a slot blitz and nobody picks him up. And instead, he dips his shoulder, tucks it, and runs for 2 yards. Dwayne's getting sacked there. He may even fumble the damn football. So you can't tell me there were multiple times that sacks would have been had in this game where Allen gets out of the pocket and makes something happen. Don't tell me that there weren't any more yards gained or there weren't more points scored. Don't tell me that this team didn't look better offensively. It may not have showed up on the scoreboard. But the Giants, first of all, aren't slouches defensively. Secondly, they played well, did this offense. The turnovers really hurt us. And you play to win the game within the game. The Giants haven't been giving up a ton of points this season, for the most part. And our defense didn't create short fields. We had to drive the length of the field every single time. We need shorter fields. We need better field position. We didn't get that again today. Don't tell me that this offense didn't look better. Don't tell me Dwayne would have done the same thing. We would have lost this game 27-10 if Dwayne played. I don't even know if we would have scored 20 points, 19 points. I don't even know if we would have scored a touchdown. Because both of those touchdown drives, and has Dwayne even thrown multiple touchdown passes in any game this season? I don't know. Has he? I think he did it in the Cleveland game. He did it because he threw 2 to Inman in that game. But don't tell me that this offense would have been just fine the way that it was if Haskins was in there. I just don't buy that. I'm sorry. I don't. Tuano, thank you for the super chat. Tuano, greatly appreciate you. Says, for the offseason, we need to sign and draft a quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, linebacker, and safety. Next week, we have to win. And on the 2-point conversion, Terry was open in the end zone. I never saw Terry open on the 2-point conversion. There was a defender. If you're talking when he spun out and went to the outside, there was a defender right outside of your shot on the TV copy. There's a defender right on the outside there. If that's what you're talking about, that is not open. That defender would have picked it off. He was right next to Terry. There was nowhere for him to go. When he rolled out to his left, there was nowhere for him to go on that side of it. He needed to run. That's what he needed to do. And maybe if you run, that defender collapses towards you, and then you just drop it over to Terry. But him stopping did no one any favors there. He needed to run. Derek B, thank you for doubling up. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Derek B. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Kyle failed in his game quiz. Ron bench him too. You talking about that 2-point conversion? I mean, look, at the end of the day, he tried to get it into the end zone. He got hit as he was throwing it. No, you don't bench him because we're not in that game without Kyle Allen. It's as simple as that. We're not losing without Kyle Allen either, with that big fumble and the interception he threw earlier in the game. We're not losing the game, but we're not even in the game. The game's over already if Kyle Allen isn't in the game. So, look, there are, like I said, a bunch of reasons that you can point to. Allen's, two turnovers, massive in this game. The missed D-Hop field goal, massive in this game. The failed 2-point conversion, massive. The decision to go for 2, massive. All these things, you can point to anything you want. At the end of the day, good teams find a way to win these types of games. We're not there yet. All right, and maybe we're a lot further away from that. Maybe we're a lot closer than some of you think. Whatever the case may be, good teams find a way to pull that out. We're not a good team. Hence, we don't find a way to pull that game out. And there you have it. Got another one here. Let's see. Big Money Sonny. Can't even see you right now, man. I really appreciate you, Big Money Sonny, who writes, I need a beer. This damn team made me an alcoholic for the past 20 years. I already got me a big bottle of Pink Panther waiting on me. I already knew what time it was. And I got an uneasy feeling that the Braves are going to drive me to drink even worse tonight. So I got mine loaded up and ready to go. I am ready. See. Got another super chat here, or read that one already. Let's see. Let's see where we are now. Got another super chat from John Saluter. Thank you for the super chat, John Saluter. Greatly appreciate you. John writes, Holcomb played well. He did. He did. I again, really excited about what I saw from him today. He's a part of the puzzle, I think, at linebacker. I think John Bostic is the one guy that I actually like Kevin Pierre-Louis enough that he doesn't have to go. And I think Cole Holcomb is another guy that you add in the mix. I think John Bostic is the guy that has to go. That's the guy that I think is killing us at the linebacker position. And that's the guy that I think you can upgrade that position at in particular. Kevin Guevara, thank you for the super chat. Kevin writes, I would rather have the offense go for 2 instead of depending on a coin flip and going 70-plus yards. Again, you can look at it whatever way you like. You can spin it to look at it from a negative perspective, trust your defense, go to overtime, this, that, and the third. You can look at it the way Kevin's looking at it, where he says, look, I'd rather just go for 2 there than, depending on a coin flip and having to go 75 yards to get a touchdown or go, 60 yards to get in the field goal range and that not be a guarantee, or have the defense have to get a stop and you're still not sure if they're going to be able to get the stop or not. So I like the 2-point conversion there at the end of the day. Stacy Shakur says, got another super chat here from Big Money Sonny. We here now. We windshield wiping with you now, Sonny. Really appreciate you. Sonny writes, Big Money Sonny says, shout out to Jared in the comments. He writes, Daniel Jones is 3-0 against us. Let that sink in. Yes. Yes, he is. He is undefeated against us. And our woes against Giants quarterbacks continue because Eli used to tear us up too. I bet you of all the teams in the division, Eli probably had the best mark against the NFC, against Washington in his career. I bet any amount of money on that. We just really suck against the Giants for whatever reason. I can't really put my finger on it, but Daniel Jones, and he did not play great in this game. He was really average at best. He hurt us with his legs, though. Protect Sports, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Protect Sports writes, shaking my head, what the F? This team is horrible. Sick of 2020, bro. This team is very frustrating. They really, really are. But they're young, and I talked about this before the season started, and I told you guys, you're going to be pulling your hair out, and this team is really going to make you angry and frustrated because they're young, and they're going to make some dumb mistakes, and it's part of the growing pains process, and a lot of you didn't want to hear it, or you said you were cool with it, and then once the season started, you're not cool with it anymore. It is what it is at the end of the day. That's one of those ones you would like to see this team pull out, but they weren't able to do it. Got another one, super chat here from John Shaw. Thank you for the super chat, John Shaw. Greatly appreciate you. John writes, we need a wide receiver. Terry can't do this alone. Well, yeah, he needs help. But again, they spread the ball around really well today. I thought they did a good job of getting everybody involved. You know, I thought this was a well-executed game plan for the most part. You know, Terry got his touches. Inman had an impact. Isaiah Wright got a couple of touches. Cam Sims got a touchdown in there. Gandy Golden, I think, would have been a bigger part of the offense had he not gotten hurt early in the ball game. And, you know, you saw the running backs touch it a little bit. Still disappointed with the run game. Don't think our run game is good enough at this point. But we definitely need to upgrade at the receiver position, for sure. Got one here from Jay Lee. Thank you for the super chat, Jay Lee, who writes, we keep running on first down. We can't trust Kyle more. Well, remember what Scott Turner said this week. We talked about this on Washington Football Nightly. He talked about, I need to run more. I need to get Peyton Barber more involved. I need to get him some touches. We need to run in between the tackles more. They tried that today. It didn't work. So you knew they were going to come out and try to run it and try to establish a little bit more of a run game. And they were unsuccessful. They tried it early. They tried it often. It did not work. Now, there were some cutbacks, and I think we're going to see that when we watch the film. Gibson his vision has to get better. And look, it's a young team. He's never played running back consistently before. This is his first real exposure at the running back position. He's going to make mistakes. And I thought he missed a big cutback lane in the football game, but, you know, that's no here nor there. Bottom line is, the run game, I told you, we're not a power run game team. We're a finesse team. The pass blocking was excellent today, though. For the most part, they blitzed us a couple of times and hit home. But there was a lot of time for Kyle to survey the field, go through his reads, and make good decisions with the football. And for the most part, he did that today. Tony P56, this week's thoughts on tanking for you and Ron, LOL. Again, I got nothing for you. If you are looking for me to join the tanking parade, I got nothing for you. That's not in my DNA. It was last year because we were so bad. This team is not last year's team. I'm not going to keep explaining that to you guys because you don't want to hear that. So I'm not going to keep wasting my breath. But we're fine. We're going to keep competing. We're going to keep playing hard, and we're going to win some games. I firmly believe that. Cruising 26. Let's see what Cruising has to say. I'm so happy my Giants have Washington, the only worse team than us. LOL, my Giants are awful, but we have you guys to make me feel better. You're right. You're absolutely right because you guys are awful. And I really strongly believe the better team did not win this game. But you won and we lost. So what does that say about us? And that's really what it boils down to is I can sit here and tell you that we're the better team. We perform better. We outplayed the Giants in this game. We outhit the Giants in this game. We gained more yards than the Giants. We were in a better position to win this game than the Giants. And we made mistakes, and they didn't, and they won, and we didn't. And what does that say about us? We're not a good football team. That's what that says. Trevor Patch, thank you for the super chat. Trevor Patch, greatly appreciate you. Trevor writes, where are my Cam Sims truthers? First NFL touchdown. A lot of y'all been banging the table for Cam Sims, man. Stand up. This is your time. I know it's in a losing effort. You really don't want to hear that right now, but that was a big catch. That's a big play by Cam Sims, man. Hopefully this gives him a little bit of confidence because we're going to need him. I don't think Antonio Gandy Golden is coming back anytime soon. It'd be nice to get Steven Sims back. You know what? I keep forgetting about Sims. When Sims Jr. comes back, this offense, I think, has a chance to be a little bit more dynamic, too. Like, I really like what I'm seeing out of Kyle. I know you guys don't care, whatever. I like the way this offense is being run. This is a game we should have won. This one, it stings. This was a very, very winnable football game. Very winnable. The Blocker, thank you for the super chat. The Blocker, greatly appreciate you. When do we call up Kare Vedvik, from the practice squad or get a free agent like Kai Forbath? No to Kai Forbath. He says, I like Hopkins, but he's not getting it done. How short is his leash? It's getting shorter. You know, you can't keep missing a kick per game. That's what it feels like we're getting from Dustin. An early miss, and then after that, he cleans it up. But at some point, you got to start banging these home. You know, 48 is not a tough ask in this league. It's not. Guys are banging home 55 and 56 yarders like it's nothing. You can't be missing 48-yard field goals. Simple as that. And he seems to be missing 48s and 50s. And at some point, they're going to get sick and tired of him missing. They keep talking about Kare Vedvik. They really like this kid. At some point, they're going to get sick of these misses. And D-Hop's a really good kicker. And what I don't want it to be is another Graham Gano situation. You saw Graham Gano kicking for the Giants today. He was massive for the Giants last week. He kicked like 3 50-yarders last week for the Giants. And we saw him kick a 63-yarder for the Panthers against these Giants a couple of years ago for a win. Graham Gano was here in Washington, got his start in this league in Washington. He's a really good kicker, but he kept missing, and I could not save him. Same thing with Dustin Hopkins. He's a really good kicker, but I cannot save you if you keep missing kicks. You cost us a playoff berth back in 2016. You're killing us this year. You have to make these kicks. I think the leash is getting shorter. I do. JP, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. John Perez, who writes, disgusting loss. Yes. Yes, it was. Absolutely. Got another super chat here. Let's see who it is from. Got another super chat here, and it is from DCJ, I believe. And it is. DCJ writes, damn, Lou, you've been shading the kid lately. What's good? But straight facts, though. Let's get ready for the draft. Season is over. All QBs are trash. Look. Bottom line is, this season is not over. I know you guys do not want to hear this. But if Dallas loses on Monday, and it is a distinct possibility that that could happen, okay, and we beat them next week, which it doesn't look like something that could transpire after losing to the Giants. But if we beat them next week, we're in first place, okay? Barring an Eagles loss, that is. And the Eagles and the Giants are going to play each other next week, I believe. Somebody's got to lose theirs again. This division stinks. It's what I'm telling you. Stop quitting on the season. This division is horrendous. And I get it. We are super trash. But so is this division. You cannot quit on the division right now. You can't. Even if Dallas wins on Monday, you beat them. You're a game out of first place. You got the Bengals on the schedule. You got the Lions on the schedule. You got the Giants again. You got the Eagles again. You got the Cowboys again. You cannot quit on this schedule. The 49ers stink. They're on the schedule. This season is not over. We could go 6-10. That still might be good enough to win this division. Think about that. It's not going to be. I don't think that's going to be enough. But again, stop quitting on the season. You cannot punt on this season yet. Don't tell me that you didn't see a team today fighting. I get it. It's the Giants. They're 0-5. We should beat them. Why should we beat them? We're 1-4 and we stink too. You guys got to stop with these ideas of grandeur about how we're supposed to beat. We're not supposed to beat anybody. Every game is going to be competitive in this division. Nobody is demonstratively better than anybody else in this division. The Giants almost beat the Cowboys last week, and guess what? I think the Cowboys are the best team in the division. Stop looking at the Giants like, oh my God, they're the worst. No, everybody in this division is the worst. We went toe-to-toe with the Giants, had a chance to win, should have won the game. We didn't because we're not a good team. Neither are they. We lost. We're 1-5. The season is not over, though. You guys got to be real. It's not over. Anyway, got a super chat here from, make sure I didn't miss a super chat. All right, got a super chat here from Jordan like the GOAT. Thank you for the super chat, Jordan like the GOAT. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Jordan like the GOAT. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, I'm convinced we're a top 5 pick team. And you can feel that way. I'm not going to get into that with you today because we just lost to the Giants, an 0-5 team, and now we're 1-5. So I can't argue against a top 5 pick. After watching the Falcons go to Minnesota and win, there's a lot of bad teams in the league. This is why you guys, and I get it, a lot of you just watch Washington, and that's fine. But the Falcons are a 1-win team. The Vikings are a 1-win team. The Texans are a 1-win team. The Jaguars are a 1-win team. The Jets are a 0-win team. The Giants are a 1-win team. The Eagles are a 1-win team. We're a 1-win team. Do you see where I'm going with this? I could keep going. There are a lot of bad teams in this league. And you're going to sit here and tell me that I just named 8 teams with 1 win or less. There's some with 2 that stink as well. You're telling me when it's all said and done, the dust settles, smoke clears, we're going to look up, and this team, out of all the teams I just named, this team is going to end up as 3-13, and everyone else is going to end up 4-12, 5-11, whatever the case may be. That may be the case. I just don't see us being a 3-win team. We were this close from winning against the Giants. We will beat them the next time we see them. I feel confident in that. We see them in 2 weeks from now. I think we got a bye week. We got the Cowboys in a bye, and then I think we get the Giants after that bye. We will beat them that next time we see them. Anyway, I digress. Got a super chat here from Jake Willis. Thank you for the super chat, Jake Willis. Greatly appreciate you. Jake Willis writes, some people don't want to go through a rebuild. We are trying to win and evaluating, but we must keep our expectations in check. Sometimes it gets uglier before it starts to look good. I couldn't have said it better myself. This is a part of the process. You guys just want to scrap everything and lose. No. You know why we lose games like this? Because you don't know how to win. You know how you don't know how to win? By continuing to lose. But some of you don't understand that. You just, hey, I want Trevor Lawrence. Got to go 1-15. Got to get Trevor Lawrence. Well, you know what that does? It keeps inviting the losing monkey to come along for the ride. And even when you get Trevor Lawrence, you know that he can be injected with this funk that we have. With this football team, you don't think we can inject him with this losing gene that we have? You're a damn lie if you think that can't happen. We can take anybody. This organization has taken guys that we thought were super talented and made them into trash. It's very possible. If you don't start winning some games and learning how to get it done, you don't think that we can take a Trevor Lawrence and turn him into absolute garbage? You're wrong, because we can do it. You got to start winning. You got to start building a culture that players believe in. Or then players will be leaving. Thank you for that super chat, Jake Willis. I really appreciate you. Cruising 26. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Cruising 26, who writes, I don't want to win this division. LOL. No. You don't have to worry about it. You're not winning a damn thing. Trust me. Okay? You're not winning anything. I don't think we're winning anything either. But I can tell you this. Before we win, you win it. We'll win it before you do. And I know you're thinking, bro, we just beat you. Why would you think this? I just don't see you winning a lot of games. Not with your offense looking the way that it looked today. All right? Our defense is no world beater. And I get it. You got a bunch of injuries. I get it. You had 4 healthy bodies at receiver coming into the game, and one of those guys got injured and got stretched off, got left the field on the stretcher. I understand. Your offense was a shell of itself, but your offenses look like a shell of itself all year long. You're not good on offense, and you're not going to beat many teams playing the way that you did today. You just happen to be playing us, so you won the game. You hadn't scored a touchdown, or Daniel Jones hadn't thrown a touchdown pass since week 1 until he threw one today against us. That's why you can't beat anybody. So I just don't think this Giants team has a chance. So you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to win the division. We probably aren't going to win it either. Don't worry about it. We're not going to win it either. But at least we all, you included, have a shot. And that's all you can ask for. You may not want to win it. You're not going to win it, but you got a shot. That's all anybody can ask for. Got another super chat here. And let's see. Super chat here is from Kevin, the PRF. Thank you for the super chat, Kevin, the PRF. Kevin writes, prediction. We win the division at 6-10, and Louie T is going to body his entire subscriber list. If we win the division, oh, y'all are going to hear this shit. Oh, my God. You better hope we don't win the division. Because I'm petty enough to start picking y'all off. I'm going stealth mode. I'm going back in the archives. I'm picking out names of people who was talking about tanking, who said we weren't going to win. They said I was crazy. I'm coming after everybody if we come back and win this division. Because I keep telling you, this team is playing competitive football. Now, 6-10 is not something that I would be thrilled about winning the division. At least 7. I told you last year, this division has never been won by a team that didn't at least have a 500 record. And I told you how big of a deal it was for us to keep that intact last year. Remember, when we got down the stretch, I said, look, I need the Eagles to win this division, and I need them to win with a winning record, or at least 500, and they did it. I take pride in that never having happened in this division. Other divisions have been won with a losing record, not this one. It may happen this year. Dallas is really the only hope for that not to transpire. I'm not rooting for Dallas for a damn thing. So in my mind, I'm just looking at it and saying, hey, what happens, happens. But if we win this division, I'm coming. And I'm petty as hell, and I'm coming. All right, we calling out names. All right, you know where to find me. You know where to find me. If I'm wrong, you know where to find me. I'm going to be here. I'm always here. DCJ. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for doubling up. Double up. Plain and simple. W's and L's. Effort and etc. He says, is extra fluff. The season is over. We might not be top 5, but for sure top 10. Season is over, but I love your inspiration. We'll see. We'll see. I agree with that. I don't think we're going to be top 5. Top 10 is definitely in play. And if we continue to lose games like the one we lost today where we got a chance to win and we don't pull it out, top 10 is a lock, you know? But, you know, you get high. All it takes is one game for this team. I really feel like they just need to win one game. Today would have been a huge win because it could have really kicked off a chain of events that saw this team start to build confidence. All they need to do is win one game. I just saw Denver. They won one game against the lowly Jets. One game. That was a 0-4 team were the Broncos. They beat the Jets. Then they go to New England and they win. Don't tell me you can't build off of one win, because you can in this league. You can. And if we get one win, I just think the guys just need to see it one time and understand we can do this. But again, you gotta find a way to win. And right now we just don't know how to. Derek B, my man Derek B. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Derek B. Greatly appreciate you. Writes, Haskins, 6.4 pass yards per attempt. Allen, 6.4 pass yards per attempt. Same offense. Again, that is where you get into the minutia of stats and stats being misleading. You watch both of these offenses perform. Much smaller sample size for Allen as well. But you've seen both of these offenses perform. You tell me which one it looks better under. You tell me. And if you sit here and you tell me Haskins, I'm just going to move on. Because now you're trolling me. You're trolling me. If you're telling me the offense looks the same, you're trolling me. There's no way you're going to sit here and tell me that the offense looks the same or better with Haskins. The simple fact that this guy is willing to move and manipulate the pocket is something that we didn't see from Dwayne not a single time this year. Not once. Now, this offense is still lacking weapons. This offense is, look, there's a lot of different reasons as to why you're averaging 4 yards per pass attempt. There's a lot of reasons, a lot of underneath stuff. How many damn times are we going to run that mesh concept with the two crossers going across the field? How many times are we going to run that damn concept and check it down to one of them and try to get yards after the catch? That's on the play caller. At the end of the day, this offense looks a lot better to me. And that's just my opinion. That's not necessarily fact. That's just my opinion. Beloved Rain 44. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. Beloved Rain 44. Today's game was disappointing, but how about Kendall Fuller? I love that guy. Love Kendall Fuller. I want to know why he wasn't guarding Darius Slayton on that touchdown. That's his side of the field. They usually don't flip-flop sides. Why wasn't he over there? I'm confused. Why was Fab Moreau over there? I need help. I need an explanation there. I'm lost. Help me. Help me. That was a big play in the game. It's a third down and you give up a touchdown. You come after Daniel Jones and you give up 7. Where was Kendall Fuller? Why is he not over there? That's his side of the field. Help me. Help me. Kendall Fuller's awesome. 4 interceptions in 3 games since coming back from his injury earlier in the season. The guy's been phenomenal, man. Or is that 4 interceptions in 4 weeks? He came back against Cleveland. Yeah, 4 interceptions in 4 weeks. He had 2 against the Ravens, 1 last week against the Rams. And did he have 1 against the Rams last week? I feel like he had 1 against the Rams last week. Yes, he did. He had the interception right before halftime. And then he had an interception, a big interception. That kept the score at 13-10. Gave us a shot. Got another super chat here from DMV Pride 10. Thank you for the super chat, DMV Pride 10. Greatly appreciate you. DMV Pride writes, Ron is in tank mode. No way we go for 2 there if there's a team, if the team was a contender. Feels like Ron is just having fun out there with no pressure to win. I disagree with that. Look, there are so many different ways to skin a cat. You know, and you could look at, I watched, before I came on, the reason it took me so long is I was watching the end of the Tennessee Houston game. Titans score a touchdown with 4 seconds left in that game. An improbable touchdown. It goes to a review. The play stands is called on the field. It's a touchdown. They kick the extra point to tie it up at 36. They win the toss. They drive it down the field. They win the game in overtime. 42-36. That's one way to do it. We saw last year when we played the Dolphins. Dolphins could have went for 2, or they could kick the extra point. They kicked the extra point. They had all the momentum in the game. They could have beat us. I don't think we would have stopped them. Ryan Fitzpatrick came in that game, and he was slicing and dicing us. They win the toss. They win the game. They decided to go for 2. Now, again, they looked like they were tanking at the time. They go for 2. It's one of the most hideous play calls I've ever seen. Poorly executed. They throw it to a guy that hasn't practiced all week. It sounded like a team that was trying to lose. That's not what we did here. Now, you could say, why not? Why isn't that what we just did? Wasn't a great play call. I don't love the play call. But we, in that moment, felt like we could win the game. So we tried to. And it didn't work. I wish it would have, but it didn't. I love the move to go for 2 there. Don't think Ron is just out there having fun. I think Ron's trying to win games. Let's see. I think we got another super chat. Yep, we got some more super chats. Got one here from Cruisin26. Thank you for tripling up, Cruisin26. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you. I got another one here from Daily Grind. Daily Grind, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Daily Grind, who writes, Kyle Allen looked good to me minus the fumble. However, I don't blame him for it. Just plain bad protection. It was bad protection, but he's got to hold on to the ball. Like, you can blame the protection. It was not good protection there on that play. He had nowhere to go. You would like him to have a way to get rid of that football. There wasn't. I don't think. Again, the film will tell the story, but that wasn't good protection on that particular play. I mean, we blitzed the draws off of the Giants in this game, and we rarely hit home. Why? Because they protected. We didn't. They hit home when they blitzed today. We didn't. And so we got to protect better. But at the same time, you can't fumble that. At that point, they got you. Cover the ball up, take your lumps, punt the football. Cannot fumble that. To me, that's the one single biggest play in this game that loses you this football game. Without it, I don't know if the Giants score any more points. I think they were done scoring for the day. I like to take your chance to punt the football there, pin them deep. I'll trust Tressway to pin them inside the 10-yard line, get a defensive stop. They haven't moved the football really at all in the fourth quarter specifically. We dominated time of possession. I would like to see us get the football back with a chance to win right there. But he fumbled. You can't fumble there. But I, like you, thought he was having a really good game. Even the interception, I stomached that one. I thought he had a really good game. The turnovers, they hurt us. That fumble, you can't have it. You just can't. Everything else looked good. I was really impressed. I was. Got another super chat here from The Blocker. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, The Blocker. Greatly appreciate you. The Blocker writes, this team has not shown playoff potential in my opinion. If we were young, he said, if we're young, let's not fool ourselves on who we are. We lack talent. It's obvious. I agree. He says, position for position, where are we better than average? Win now. And he says how sway? Look, it's not going to be pretty if we win games. Like today would not have been pretty, but don't tell me you wouldn't have taken a 21-20 victory, because you would have. It wasn't pretty, but it would have been gritty and it would have been a dub. This is how we're going to have to win games. We're going to have to methodically move, because you can see right now, we don't have big play potential. We don't have that right now for whatever reason. You know, and maybe we need more targets. Maybe teams aren't going to allow Terry over the top. Whatever the case, we don't have big play. We don't even take shots in games. We don't, which is fine. If you're not going to get those shots, you better be able to sustain offense. And for the most part, we were able to do that today. But we got a long way to go. But I'm telling you right now, I saw some good things from this football team. We're young, as you mentioned. Position for position, we're not going to be more talented than the opposition on most weeks. You're absolutely spot on. We got a lot of work to do. But you continue to grow as a team by figuring out who is going to be along for the ride. Like today, we found out, hey, Cole Holcomb, we knew this, but we needed to see it again. Remind us again why we really liked you coming into the season. I thought Cole Holcomb did that today. Kendall Fuller, it's great to have you back. We know you're a part of the future. You want to continue. I thought DeShazer Everett actually looked good today. We're going to watch the film. We're going to figure it out together, whether he did or not play well. But we're figuring out some things. Who can and can't help. And, you know, you continue to grow. You're hoping to grow while you're winning, but unfortunately, that's just not how it's been for us this year. Rudy Faulkner, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you, Rudy. Rudy writes, From the Virgin Islands. Love the show. We stink. Hey, Rudy, man. Love the fact that you're from the Virgin Islands. My family is from the Virgin Islands. So I got much love for my VI family. Big ups to you, Rudy. And yeah, we do stink. Thank you for that super chat, Rudy. Again, if you're not in the Washington community on Flick, what are you waiting on? Get in the community. I'm going to leave the link here in the comment section again for you guys. Go ahead, click that link and become a part of the Washington Football Mob Squad. I had a blast chopping it up with you guys during the game. Look forward to doing it again next week when we'll be taking on the Dallas Cowboys. That's a big game, guys. I know you guys think the season is over. We stink. We can't do this. We can't do that. That's going to be a big game, and it becomes even bigger if Dallas loses on Monday. They lose, that game's for first place. Think about that, man. Let that sink in. If Dallas loses on Monday, they'll be 2-4. We'll be 1-5, and next week's showdown will be for first place. Of course, unless the Eagles beat the Giants, and then the winner of that game could be in first place. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here, man. This division is heating up. Why not us? Man, we're awful. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to let you guys get out of here, man. Make sure you like this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so for more great content. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Also, again, if you haven't already done so, get with the program. Become a member of the Washington Mob Squad on Flick. Click that link. It'll take you straight to the app where you can become a member of the Washington Mob Squad. Had a bunch of fun with you guys watching the game together. A lot of you guys seeing some things, and we're talking back and forth. I really enjoyed that conversation with you guys, and I look forward to chopping it up with you throughout the course of the week. You know, if transactions happen, hit me on Flick. You know, this is a running dialogue during draft season. Hit me on Flick. Hey, man, have you, like, you guys hit me on Flick? A lot of you hit me on Flick. Some of you hit me on YouTube. Was like, yo, check out the Zach Wilson kid from BYU. I didn't know anything about him until you guys told me. You told me on Flick. You told me on YouTube. I checked him out. Impressive. I want to see more. I'm intrigued. So, again, get with the program. Become a member of the community on Flick and become a member of the Washington Mob Squad. Anyway, I digress. Let's get out of here. You guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the football. Enjoy the baseball tonight if that tickles your fancy. If not, we got plenty of football. Green Bay and Tampa Bay should be a wonderful game. I can't wait to turn it on and watch. And I look forward to chopping it up with you guys tomorrow when I'll have a chance to decompress, take a look at the game again, and give you my true analysis. I really haven't given you any analysis because we were chopping it up today. I look forward to really giving you guys some real analysis about this game tomorrow on Washington Football Nightly. Should be a really fun episode. Really disappointed that we didn't get this win, but I saw some positive things that I can take away from this game that gives me hope. Had we lost this game 29-10, I'd be telling you, hey, top 5 pick, here we come. That's not what happened today. To me, we're the better team. We just did not execute in some crucial situations. It cost us, but we came close. I think this team is on the cusp of winning some games. Even though you may not feel that way, we will see. Anyway, I'm going to glide to the side, allow you guys to get back to your regularly scheduled programming. Until then, you guys take care. Have a good one.
LouieTeeNetwork.